Oh, I think we will see that. We might see 5 families open intentionally all at the same time, which are all literally part of the same, all the same, like the same crew.
Right, economic energy coming in, and that's what Gift was alluding to earlier. Is that the payout is going to be concentric to economic energy coming in versus the amount of people coming in, but also as the game expands unilaterally in an evolutionary solution. And so just like we were saying before, like there are ways that vault payouts could reflect into other asset classes that then earn yield that then reflect back into this. There's so many ways to play the board, which is what this game is actually doing, giving a chessboard the availability for people to start now acquiring chess pieces. And then from there, as it goes live out of EA Early Access into full game and then into DLC and then to an expansion and all the rest that what Pulse was meant to be, a GameFi pinnacle or then into a SocialFi pinnacle, how do we unilaterally scale that out? And that's where this interactive staking module or modal use case really gets very, very, very interesting. Even again, like showcasing, I don't know if you were watching earlier, Gift, but it showcases, KvltD's great Irish accent.
Jeez. Hey, I think the AI, when you search AI, they were just like, okay, what's the fucking Lucky Charms leprechaun's voice?
Fucking great.
I'm glad that I see you smile every time it plays, though.
Yeah, it's funny. It's funny.
It's fun, man. That's all it's there for.
Yeah. And even Archie saw it today, and he was chuckling along with his own voice. That's funny.
That's right.
Oh yeah, right. He called it the Mike Tyson voice. That's
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the lore and creating lore around this stuff using these tools that given that you gotta put some time and effort into learning some of these tools. Some of these tools are pretty advanced actually, but just the ability to kind of create a storyline that's visual that you can watch on YouTube, especially like if a big hit does go down, right? It's like where's the post-mortem of that, right? Like where do you see that? Like how I'm sure there's going to be some sort of visual that we're going to be able to see on the website, some sort. Maybe it's very minimal, but being able to build a little storyline along, how it happened, how it went down, where it was, who was involved that we know of, if we know of anybody involved, stuff like that, just to post out there might grab some eyeballs for sure.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know one thing that Jacob and I messaged back and forth, and his quote to me was, "It's not about what could be used in the game, but what should be used in the game." And I was like, that is fucking exactly right. Because we get trapped in the, real game dev environments and game engines. And it's like, what do we throw the kitchen sink at versus what needs to be there? And that's why, what we do with Gift Tech is that Gift is very surgical and he cuts the fat on the no leaky boat. So what should be there and what is the best usage of that buck that makes everything more sticky and hardened in the process, rather than having a leaky boat environment that you have now rendering pools and how people can stream it and what's the quickest way to play versus a web-based game and like all of the rest of the stuff. Where does the data feed come from their servers being hit with so much pull from either the data use point or the server overload point. All of these are a leaky boat mentality that, done correctly, will be dynamic as fuck, or be supplemented and supported by other users, helping the protocol and helping the project and being a protocol first mentality, which is the ideal way that all of us should be thinking about all of our projects that we invest our time, money, effort into. It's not just a speculation if you actually want to be there to help build, create, explore, and enjoy the journey of all that. That's a different type mentality than I'm an investor, right? And an investor doesn't play, right? An investor shows up to board meetings, and that is not what's happening right now. And this is why this is a perfect use case of doing things correctly to build a view frustum that's easily scalable into the future and is interesting in the future.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, one of the biggest things for me is now I get to be a community member right now, and I that's fantastic for me, right? It's a nice little load off when I'm in between working on other things. But with that being said, you know, I want to be that community member that wants to constantly try to add value. Like, you know, you could run around and you could talk smack online, or you could gloat or do all these other things, or you could be building things that helps the overall community. At the end of the day, I don't think there's a single Don in this game that doesn't want this mafia experience to just blow up and succeed. And that's something we all share agreements on. That's something we all put as our number one priority. So that being said, that's why I'm like reaching outside of my normal little sandbox and learning all these new tools to try to contribute where I can. And not to mention that, but I'm also working on, you know, on the dev side of things, I'm trying to contribute there as well. And I think there's a lot that we could take, you know, take control of as a community, not take control, but create and provide value as a community, where we're not asking, hey, dev, do stuff for us. We're just going out there and we're doing it ourselves. And with that, obviously we want to cooperate. Obviously we want to get the nod to say, yeah, what you're building there is great. And we'll always take that kind of that protocol first, right? But that being said, yeah, we have no intention of going anywhere, and we have full on intention to do everything within our power to make this game successful.